Welcome to Art with Mr. Renault. Today, I'm going to be talking specifically to the third graders that I teach. If you are not in third grade, you can still participate with what we're going to do today, but this is mainly for third grade because I'm going to be talking about culture because I feel like today, going forward, there's no better time to learn more about your culture than right now because you have Google available and you probably want to learn new things. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to look up more about my culture. We're going to do it together and then you guys are going to do it on your own. Okay. So I'm going to be clicking around a lot, but hopefully you guys can keep up and it's not too fast. So what I'm going to do first is, if you guys don't know, I am Peruvian. My parents were born in Peru and I was born here. But both of them are Peruvian from different parts of the country. So what I want to do first is I want to show you guys how I can look up more about Peruvian culture. Because to be honest, I don't know a lot. I know certain things about like holidays and traditions and things like that, things that I grew up with, but I don't know necessarily all about the Peruvian culture because I have never lived there. I've only visited 2 times, so I'm not exposed to it that much. So I'm going to show you guys how I Google it, and then you guys will get a chance to do that at the end of the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google. So you open up your browser. Hopefully you're on a laptop, but if you're not, you can also do it on your phone. But in Google, I'm going to type Peru Culture. And then honestly, I'm more of a visual person, so I'm going to click the images. And I'm just going to look at everything that comes up when I just simply type Peru Culture, okay? So when I'm looking at this right off the bat, what I want you guys to pay attention to are the colors, the animals, the clothing, or anything that comes up that you see repeatedly. So right off the bat on this page right here, I see a lot of red, I see a lot of yellow, I see a lot of bright colors, okay? A lot of rainbow colors as well. Now, this is Peruvian culture, definitely, but this is more like native Peruvian culture, okay? So when my parents lived in Peru, they didn't necessarily dress like this, but the true like native Peruvian culture stems from all of this that you see here, okay? So if you look at the people, if you look at the clothing, the places, like obviously Machu Picchu is a historical place. It's one of the 7 wonders of the world. I see our first llama. So I know right off the bat, llamas are pretty symbolic of Peru. And this is basically all that I'm going to do right now. There's another llama. So we've seen a lot of llamas. I've seen a lot of red, orange, yellows, bright colors, not really like any like blacks or dark colors. So far, I'm learning a lot right now. Now, after I do culture, I'm going to do the Peruvian flag. Because flags in general, most of the time they represent something about the country. So if we look at the Peruvian flag, okay, we can see like details here, like there's a llama, okay? So maybe if I looked at my flag first and then I Googled why is a llama part of Peruvian culture, I could have seen that. This represents like food and gold and stuff like that. And then this also represents the nature in it. But if you don't know what things in your flag mean, look it up because you'll be able to learn a lot about it. So I think I want to show you guys something that I have that actually like maybe you'll end up doing pretty soon. I don't want to give away what you guys are doing, but I also want to keep you guys excited. So I have this hat. If you recognize this, you were paying attention to my flag, to the Peruvian flag. But this hat has the symbol on the Peruvian flag on the hat. So maybe we'll be doing something with that. And then the other thing that I have to show is I have a soccer jersey. And what colors do you see on this soccer jersey? We see gold, we see reds. And honestly, that's basically it. We see this really cool design, which is a really nice pattern that also showed up in my Google search. So maybe we're going to be doing something with that, but I'm not sure yet, or you don't know yet. I know what we're doing. You guys don't know yet. So let's go back to the Google search that we did. Okay. If you're interested in anything, I know I asked you guys like, what food do you eat in your culture? What holidays do you celebrate in your culture? Maybe I can type Peru food and we got to look at what is commonly a part of Peruvian food or a part of Peruvian culture when it comes to food. And as you guys can see, there's a lot of seafood. Okay, seafood is a really big part. I'm going to click my favorite right here. This is called ceviche. This is raw fish, onions, and lemon juice or lime juice, and it's really good. This is normally how it's served. Okay, it comes with a piece of lettuce, sweet potato, some mote, which is basically a thicker corn, and normally it's really spicy, but Mr. Reynolds cannot handle spice because he's very picky when it comes to food. But another favorite that I have, this is called lomo saltado. This is pieces of steak, French fries, onions, tomatoes, and like a really nice, like thick juice that you can put on top of it. And normally like little cut up vegetables as well. So just from that, I've already learned a lot about Peruvian food. Here's another picture of the ceviche. These are like the popcorn, but unpopped, and it's fried, so it's more. It tastes. It has more of the consistency of a peanut. If I look at dessert, I can look at Peruvian desserts. Okay, this is called. I think it's called crema volteada, which is basically a translation is cream turnover, but it's really good. I can't have it anymore because unfortunately I'm lactose intolerant. These are my favorite little cookies that I used to eat. It's basically like an Oreo, but in the inside it's caramel. And then these are basically fried donuts, which are very rare to find here. But when you do find it, they're normally sold out. So again, we're learning a lot just off of a Google search. So what I want you guys to do in terms of art is I want to talk about, or I want you guys to think.
All right, guys, in terms of art, what I want you guys to do today is I want you to Google your country plus culture. So what that should look like is when you're on Google, just type in Peru culture or wherever you're from plus culture, and then take a look at everything that comes out. Number 2, look at colors, animals, and clothing that come up on your search. Remember, I clicked the images tab so that I can only see pictures. What stands out? For me, it was reds, yellows, oranges, rainbow colors, bright colors, no real dark colors of any sort, just really bright neon colors, basically. What animal stood out for me? Well, right off the bat, the llama appeared like 5 times in just that little search. And then what clothing, okay? Specifically for me, it was more native clothing, but just take a look at what comes up. Take a look at those 3 things: colors, animals, and clothing. Number 3, draw small pictures of your favorite things. An example of what I drew is the flan that I had showed earlier. It was like that dessert. If I had my colors with me, I would color this a light yellow. I would color this brown, mix the brown and the yellow for the I guess like syrup that's coming out of it, and then this is a plate, and then that's red for the cherry. Okay, so for Wednesday, which is hopefully, if Blackboard is working, we'll be live and I'll be able to talk to you guys and catch up. But if not, for Wednesday at 2 p.m., that's when I will go live on Blackboard for art. Wednesday at 2 p.m. I want you guys to make sure you drew some of your favorite things that you saw in your search. And then we'll talk about it, and then I'll give you an example of what we're going to be doing for Wednesday into next week. All right, so I will catch you guys later, and hopefully Blackboard's working.